Alright, it's time for Platinum Nunu. It's been a while since I have one, and I haven't had one for Season 4 yet. In fact, I haven't really seen a lot of players play Nunu yet. Yeah, because a lot of support junglers have fallen out of the graces of pick choice. Because, honestly, they can't carry worth a shit most of the time unless they're like, they transition into support later, like Lee Sin starting as an assassin and becoming more of a support later. That kind of stuff. Tank support. Anyways, I'll explain the runes and masteries right now, but look here. My Caitlyn goes down bottom in the most stupid fashion, you know, through this bush. She almost gets killed by Vayne and Thresh. I am in the area, so I decide to, you know, dunk the Vayne, and she dies. Here's the thing, she complains about a DC, but you can see in the low replay, that's not actually the case. It would, low replay would record a DC from both sides. Anyways, from there, I gank mid, I force Heimerdinger to burn his ghost, and I almost murder him. Anyways, runes and masteries. Runes, magic pin red, armor yellow, cooldown reduction blues, and I believe it will spill vamp quints. My masteries were 4, 5, and 21, taking cooldown reduction from the offensive tree, and obviously all the relevant ones in the utility. Now here's Rammus in my top lane bush, and Renekton's response was less than admirable. However, you know, kind of just forced Rammus to reconsider his position in life, and he leaves. I wait here for my red trinket before I approach it, because I don't know if this is warded, and I just waste my time. Renekton goes in, dunks him, and does a lot of damage, and I burn my flash to just snipe him with my snowball. That kills him, and that gives us an advantage right now. So, you can see my bottom laner has already died, and it's going to be something you're going to have to get used to. They get a kill, and I believe one of them dies. Nope. Okay, well, whatever. Why did I pick Nunu? I believe this was the second pick as Nunu. No, I think it was Blitzcrank Nidalee, then it was Caitlyn, and then Nunu picked, yeah, something like that. I picked him fourth. I just wanted to play Nunu. It was a pretty long day, and I had some very miserable games. And I decided, you know what, fuck it. I want to play someone I haven't in a while just to have fun. My bottom laners, they hard engage, and they don't react to the teleport. So Caitlyn gets killed, Rammus comes in all guns blazing with his flash, and Blitzcrank dies. That's 2 kills given to the bottom lane as well as to the Heimerdinger. So they ping for me to try to stop the enemy dragon, but fuck if I can do anything about that without a flash. So we just let the dragon fall for free, unfortunately. But there's not much I could do except just clear some wards that are around the area. As you can see, I started off with the whole, you know, machete or potions ward combo thing, so I can get some vision early. My bottom laners get cocky. They can kill Thresh and stuff if they get a good grab and such, but it's not gonna keep working. Anyways. Oh, here I almost kill Heimerdinger, and I give the kill off to Nidalee instead of snowballing him in the face. I almost died, but you know I'd rather feed my my teammates. That's the important thing as Nunu or any support junglers. You have to avoid trying to give kills to yourself. Though it's understandable if sometimes it's unavoidable. Like, sometimes you deal too much damage when you apply your CC. Sometimes you have a red buff and that red buff kills it. Sometimes you have no choice but to kill the character because otherwise they would kill your teammate. So I will be taking some kills, but I would really not wish I wouldn't. Anyways, here once again my bottom team pretty much gets themselves killed pointlessly. They push out way too far with no ward protection. They also like stick around with so very little minions, and then they get dunked on once their minions are dead. Right here, my bottom lane goes on bottom while mid is having, like, you know, an identity crisis as to who should be guarding it. Blitzcrank comes in, he doesn't really get off a gank. He goes in comes Rammus, a small fight ensues. Rammus almost gets killed, but you know, Caitlyn walks in through the river, even though it is warded, goes in and starts shooting, and gets herself grabbed by Thresh. In comes Vayne from the blue, murders Blitzcrank. He gets CC locked and destroyed. Then she goes right onto the Caitlyn, who shouldn't have been there, and Caitlyn dies again. I'm going to just ask you to pay attention to who has all the deaths of my team, and then multiply that by 3. Because that's going to be the end result, you'll see. So, I have a lot of movement speed thanks to my W and my general runes and masteries. So I don't really have to build boots yet. I'm building Randuin's Omen to stop this Vayne because it's going to be an important thing. Bottom lane fight happens, but Vayne dies before Heimerdinger teleports in, and now they don't really have any damage. This allows us to pretty much steamroll the remaining live ones. Vayne died because she was out of position, and I was able to get on top of her and snowball her, and the rest just kind of fell. Rammus comes in, goes gung-ho to kill Blitzcrank. He manages to do that, but instead dies, giving Caitlyn back, you know, bringing her back from the depths of hell. I pick up the dragon, no problem. I've been maxing out my Q, so the cooldown on it could be so minuscule that my jungle clear becomes insanely powerful. That's kind of one of the worst things about Nunu. You have to level up one of his non-offensive skills in order for him to jungle ridiculously quick. Otherwise, he's pretty fucking slow. What Riot should do is go forward with the idea of actually letting his Q work on champions. Look, Nidalee here jumps on the enemy team despite the fact that it would have no advantage to do so and dies. And now I come bottom. I catch Vayne in time with a snowball before she murdered my Caitlyn again. So this means it just pretty much beat Vayne to death. Now Heimerdinger's out of position, and he really can't escape me. His turrets will only serve to fuel my power, so it doesn't fucking matter. We just go in there, beat him, use my ultimate and pop it like a little early. Like I said, I didn't know if he was going to use his escape and run off. So, whatever. With this, I should have Randuin's Omen. Well, bottom lane, by the way, engages on the Rammus and gets herself killed again. It's a pattern here, isn't it? More than half our kills are contributed by our bottom lane. And yes, they are really not understanding why they're sucking, because they keep doing the same mistake. See, I normally don't have a problem if somebody dies or somebody dies due to a mechanical failure, because, that shit like that happens. However, when you repeatedly make the same mistakes over and over, that's where it gets terrible. Like, first time, it's a mistake. Second time, it's a habit. Third time, it's just stupidity. So, but speaking of stupid shit, here we go. We pushed out the top tower. I leave because there's no reason to be here. Blitzcrank and Renekton jump in. They get CC grabbed and destroyed. And seeing as Renekton's going to tower dive regardless, I decide to join him just in case, to do damage. Jace flashes my ultimate and, we do kill him, but Rammus shows up in time to pick us up both up, so yeah, he's getting huge, even though he really shouldn't, because he wasn't really doing that much great things early game. So pretty much it's an even game so far, but it's even in a way that that's, how I would say, not. It's not an even game. Despite the gold and the kill spread being relatively close, it's far, far in their favor. A lot of their kills are concentrated on the Vayne and the Rammus. They're huge. They're very important for late game. And in this case, me and my teammates just pretty much get wiped the fuck off. Bottom lane, Caitlyn and Blitzcrank saw us die. They saw us die quite a bit ago. Yet they still chose to go right after the Heimerdinger and accomplish nothing because the enemy team was in no way, shape, or form out of the fight. Therefore, they just turn around and killed Caitlyn. So once again, she dies pretty stupidly. I'm sorry to say, because it is kind of like whining about my teammates, but sweet Jesus, is our early game advantage pissed away because of terrible decision making. I can't even go for this dragon anymore because if I did so, I would die. It wouldn't be possible to steal it without a flash. I don't even know how Nidalee died, so I can't say anything about that. That's a laundry machine. Or a fridge. Okay, anyways, Renekton jumps on Jace, and we quickly discover that he can't kill him 1v1, so I use my ultimate just to make sure Jace dies before Renekton does. Man, it's bad when your top laner who was originally winning could no longer 1v1 his opponent. Also, Caitlyn died again pretty fucking pointlessly, along with Blitzcrank. It's like, god damn, these guys are positioning nightmares. Like, they don't play safely. The game prior to this was like unbelievably terrible, and I'll probably upload that at some point. But this one was, you know, Nunu. This one was a quicker one. So I jumped right on top of Vayne, just kind of beating on her, and this allows Renekton to pretty much beeline for her as well. Unfortunately, he lets me have this Thresh kill. I mean, I already got the Vayne kill, and I didn't want it. Like, the Renekton sword just let me have that Thresh kill. He could have gotten that pretty much easily. It's like, oh, so I just kind of beat Thresh to death because it's better for me to have it than him run away. We go for Baron, pretty fucking half-assed, and it just bites us in the ass. We're scattering this. I mean, Jace dies because he was severely out of position. I mean, I wasted my ult there. And we give like a really half-assed chase. But look, just Rammus is too powerful. Caitlyn goes the exact opposite direction of where she should be going. At the very least, she should have gone to the Baron and tried to go over the wall, but no. Here I get caught and killed, and it cost them a few flashes to catch me, but it results in them being able to get a Baron without any contest. You can see this. What could we have done? Honestly, at this point, I really don't know what we could have done. Hell, I don't even know what we could have done prior to Caitlyn dying. I did my best to control the map. Renekton was fine top lane. Nidalee, she wasn't doing good, but at least she wasn't a catastrophic failure. Bottom lane really kind of sunk it all. As Caitlyn became weaker and worse through to poor farming and just repeated deaths, the Vayne just became more and more massive. There's very little we can do to stop her at this point, and there was very little we could have done during mid-game to stop her because she just kept eating the Caitlyn. Look, Caitlyn goes in right on top of Hammerdinger trying to kill the Vayne and dies yet again. And it causes the rest of us to just kind of fall over because we have no more carry. The carry went in for the cheap kill and sacrificed her life for no reason. It is bitching, and it is sort of, you know, putting the character on the spotlight, but it did highlight a lot of the strong factors of Nunu, but especially a lot of his weaknesses. I cannot carry beyond what my AD carry can do. One of the reasonings behind Nunu, despite just being more of a selfish pick, was, you know what? This game I can rely on my AD carry by giving her my W buff and doing everything in my power to peel for them and allowing them to pretty much, you know, just dominate. Nunu can't do jack shit if his AD carry is out of the game. Like, this just goes to show you really can't pick Nunu if you can't trust your AD carry. My AD carry was hopeless. Like, she died again by walking through Heimerdinger's mega turret. It's like, you need at least one teammate who is competent to carry as Nunu. One teammate who has carry potential. If Nidalee did well, it doesn't matter. Your W doesn't do jack shit for her. Renekton wasn't too far behind, but he doesn't make great use of his W, of Nunu's W. The only one in this game who could have made great use of it was Caitlyn. We can already see that she's still hopelessly behind, and honestly hopelessly inept, that it just becomes a moot point. The Nunu pick, aside from the early game, the Nunu pick backfired immensely. So I can't be too angry about this loss because, you know, I made the choice to pick Nunu, and honestly, it was pretty fucking weak. It was a fun pick, honestly. I did have fun just being a dickweed early because, I mean, Jungle Satan for all it's worth. But damn, could you I just not do anything to rectify the situation? If I had picked Lee Sin, maybe I could have ganked bottom lane into oblivion. If I had picked Malphite, maybe I could have shut down Vayne. If I had picked better choices, I could have done something about this. But as Nunu, I couldn't. It was pure sadness.